Okay, so this is my router, and I'm gonna talk about something that I really love about it, and I'm gonna do a very, very basic walkthrough how you can kind of harden your security, because I know a lot of people take these parts wrong, thinking that, okay, well, Windows provides free security, right? Not really. It's not true. I'm gonna show you that, yeah, even with Windows security stuff active, there are ways that you will be screwed. So this router is just an Asus RT-AC87R, but it's not a normal Asus by any means, because a lot of these are kind of older, as you see right there. Inside, the firmware is an Asus WRT or WRT Merlin. And let me show you right here. This is inside the router. It is an Asus Merlin. I flushed it and did all that stuff. And now it gets regular updates anytime it's needed. As you see, it has been just updated on this year, a few months ago, whatever that's supposed to be, because I don't know how they count the date in this one. And you can check for firmware version here too. That was the signature. And everything is good. It gets new updates. And Asus Word Merlin is an open source software. It is not something that you have to crawl through and grow hair in your teeth to find it and to crack it down and see if your router is actually safe. Because just keep in mind one thing, your ISP comes to your house and brings you internet. Well, how does that internet interact with your house? Via the router. Where do you think the most important breaches can happen that can mess up everything? Your router. So if you harden this router, just like I'm gonna show you right here, it is gonna be a good ride. Let's start with the first why I love Asus. I really like Asus. I have other routers, but the only one I trust is Asus. Well, of course, Merlin on top of it makes things just much sweeter. Here we are at the AI protection. Go to network protection. Let me show you something really interesting here. I have the AI protection on. Look at the malicious sites that it has blocked. And I've seen it in real time. Just boom, cutting it off. Before Malwarebytes and Guardio even had a chance to see that website. And sometimes it was done intentionally on another device, by the way, not on this computer you're seeing right now. But this router did its job and did it excellent. Look at that, 111 sites. And look at this. It tells you even which devices actually had that problem. Well, one of them was an A32 Galaxy. Look at that, a phone. And here you have all the sources and what the threat was. This one was actually not long ago. Phishing, spam, scams. It tracked even those. Phishing. You have all this stuff that was actually preventing from ever touching my devices. Tell me that is actually not beautiful now. And you have a two-way IPS that was prevented from happening 253 times. That is a lot. And that includes crap like DDoS, Bitcoin miners, Heartbleed, Shell Shock. There's also ransomware probably too. And look at that. Boom. And it gives you a list where it came from, where it was trying to go, and what it was. Look at the first one right here, for example. It was an exploit netcore router backdoor access. So somebody tried to get backdoor access in the router. That is very dangerous, because then they'll have access to your devices. Here it goes that. And it was tried 3 times at once right here. Well, within milliseconds from each other. And it was prevented. Look at that. Boom, gone. Here you have an NTP or network time protocol. This is from Windows. That is, usually it's kind of a denial of service that gets into your Windows system or your computer and tries to mess with the timing so your computer doesn't know what's going on, and they get to change some files on your system and all that. I'm not gonna go into much details, but look at this. Literally, this is beautiful. Web Realtek SDK MP Daemon again. Look at that. It was about to do a command injection. It didn't happen. It did not happen. It was prevented. Boom. So tell me again why I love this router. Because it's actually an excellent router. And this whole router, at least on this section of the house, was installed only what, 6-7 months ago? That's all. And look how much it has prevented. Look at that. Infected device prevention. The router intercepted that and told that device, nope, we're not doing this today. Look at that, the same device here. Probably it's one of those devices that I receive on a regular basis. Sometimes they're scams, like that scam camera. I've done a video before. Well, I've done a few videos, but unfortunately those happen. They're real. And the router got in and told them, no, 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 not today, Satan. And boom. And it was a CNC server, says here the type of threat. And it says, isearchmaster.com. Don't type this up. It's actually bad actors. Let me tell you that. Of course, you have parental controls and all that. I could care a bit less about that part. But you see yourself what this router and its protection can do. But here, I just have to change a few passwords and stuff. I'm not going to bother with that. These are not really high-level dangers. I know what they are. And the other thing that I really love about this router, besides, the AI protection, adaptive quality of service that you can do on it, you can prioritize what you want. And let me tell you, this router is one of those best things I've ever bought in my life. Well, I have two of them, but this one that you're seeing here. And the third thing on this router is, of course, VPN. I know, a lot of people have problems with VPN. And, well, for a good cause, because there's a lot of VPNs that have been breached and data has been, sold to the underworld and all that. And it happens. This one is, you're kind of in between two fires. Do you want your ISP or do you want a VPN? Your ISP can read the data. Your VPN can read your data. So you're kind of more protecting yourself, kind of scrambling the website you're visiting from your ISP, but you're telling your VPN, okay, here's where I want to go. This is the exact IP of the site I want to visit, but don't tell my ISP. So give my ISP some bogus IP so they don't know where I'm going. Now, there are ways for ISPs to block that and to find that out too, but hey, I'm not going to go that far. Actually, ExpressVPN, I am not affiliated with them in no way, shape, or form, has done the job for me. There are better VPNs probably out there. I don't know. I've been with Express for what, 7 almost years now. I haven't had a single problem. And yes, you can put ExpressVPN files inside this router, and you can put up to 5. As you see right here, I have 5 that I can choose from. Where do I want to put every single device that connects to this router? So now, everything that is connected to this router right now, via either wired or wireless, goes through this VPN right here. It does not go through the ISP's IP and all that stuff, whatever you want to call that. And in my opinion, this is absolutely amazing. And of course, then you have firewall and all that other stuff. We're not going to go into that part because, of course, almost everything has a firewall today. Unless your router is really that bad, then you might have to use that router to drive nails or something. But it has a good DOS protection and firewall, and it actually works. It works, let me tell you. It does the job. Besides that, now let's say we covered the parts of the router. At this point, I would say you are actually quite secure. You are quite secure even if you know nothing about the rest of your devices. But another thing that a lot of people completely disregard is antivirus. Yes, antivirus. One is provided by Windows, called Windows Security. Let me tell you, it doesn't sift nothing. It only catches like the big bad guys, not the weasels and the sneaky ones at all. In my case, I have a trial here on Malwarebytes because I'm on a second computer, but Malwarebytes does a good job. I don't need their VPN because I already have one, and I have a protection trial here. But what Malwarebytes does is scan, and it does a really good job on catching things before they do any damage. Still, not affiliated, I'm just doing it seriously, only to hopefully help somebody out there. Because there's a lot of this crap going on with data breaches, computers being taken over, people's livelihoods being destroyed and uprooted. And that is my biggest problem. Now, besides that, what comes with Malwarebytes is an extension for your, well, either Chrome or Brave in that case. I'm just comfortable using Brave, but it works in both, anything that's Chromium based. I love what this does. You have ad tracker blocking, malware blocking, and scam block. And this one, this browser guard here, is not part of the subscription right now. Look at that. I don't have the full, what do you call, protection to upgrade and all that, but they allow you to actually use basic stuff to protect your browser, because your browser is actually quite a gateway for scammers, for malware, for attackers, injections, know all that, info stealers. So that is a good one to protect. In my case, I absolutely use Malwarebytes and Guardio on top of activating the Brave built-in stuff that it already has. Because, for example, besides Malwarebytes doing its job, I have Guardio that takes a look. Still not affiliated with Guardio. They simply do a great job. I was critical in the beginning, but I was only critical against them on the advertisement practices. But besides that, no, in their workability and functionality, no, they're top notch. They're top notch. So far, I've had it for what, 6-7 months, I would say at this point, and it's been working amazing. Let me tell you, amazing. What Guardia does, a lot of times, I'm not going to go to that site, but you probably heard about the Pump Fun site. That, let me tell you, it's actually filled with the worst kind of stinky stuff you can think of on the internet. I highly suggest you don't go there. If you want to try it, please try it on a virtual machine or on a separate computer that you don't mind tossing away if you want to. Don't try it on a main machine. Guardio literally intervened right away and told me what's up with this website. And Guardio has done it with a lot of things on my phone and on my other devices. Because yes, I use Guardio on my phones and some other computers because they do the job. And yes, I have Guardio right here, right next to my Malwarebytes, and Guardio keeps an eye on these things. For example, I'm not going to show you everything here because I've made a video before. For example, here it detected a compromised password. That password was from an account I had with T-Mobile when T-Mobile data breach happened in 2021, which was the last time I ever used T-Mobile, because they started becoming a little bit ill-will towards their client base, and I'm not a fan of that. Well, look at that. Guardio actually is telling me what is going on. I put a few emails and phone numbers here so Guardio can keep a look on it. And the best part that I really love about this, I have my main emails and accounts on Guardio, and I've set it up that, for example, if they send me a notification via either email or in one of my devices and I don't see it for too long, and Guardio is trying to tell me that somebody's actually trying to attack your account, they will literally give you a phone call. You'll get a phone call from them telling you that, okay, you are under attack, do something. And they will actually help you with that too. So again, I repeat, I am not affiliated with them. I can leave links to everything you see here down in the description, including the Merlin, if you want to install it on your Asus router. But I'm not affiliated with them either. I'll just try to help as much as I can. Besides that, look at what Guardio has found. I'm inside my Gmail here, right? Look at these cute 5 emails. I deleted the other ones. There was more. Guardio has flagged them. And yes, if I actually click any of them, there is that very suspicious stuff inside them. But I'm not going to click it here. I'm not going to open it because I don't want anybody to try to go click those kind of links and infect the computer or get nasty stuff. But I'm just saying that Guardio did their job. Boom. Prevented the email from me ever touching it. And when I open that email, Guardio will tell me, okay, this link here will grow hair on your teeth if you touch it. So better don't touch it. Just trust us on this one. And so far, it has paid off. Literally, it has paid off. Guardio, I have a whole subscription that they actually gifted me, not paid, and they did not tell me to actually make a single other video about them. I literally just told them, okay, I'll take the subscription, but there's no guarantee if I make a video or not because it was in the beginning, and I didn't try it extensively like I did now. And now, boy, oh boy, am I happy that I actually took their offer. Oh yeah, I will definitely renew my subscription. Let me tell you that much. I will renew my subscription because it makes a lot of sense. But enough of that. So we covered the router. We covered the operating system inside the router. We covered the protection inside the router, the safeguards, the firewalls, and all that. We covered the extensions. and make sure you don't install extensions that you don't need. There's a lot of bread and butter and honey and all this crap coming up and people losing their minds because they had an extension installed in their browser. Why would you do that? Seriously, why would you do that? Only install what you need. Honey, you all know what Honey's doing and what did to other people. It's nasty. I don't install that stuff. I don't need it. Just Google if you need those coupon codes that bad. Google them somewhere or whatever browser or search engine you need. Don't install stuff that has not been vetted and you actually don't know what's doing on your computer and with your accounts. Don't forget these things here, these add-ons or extensions have access to your cookies. Guess what's in your cookies? Personal information. Guess what that could be? Your credit card, your PayPal, your Square, your Cash App, whatever you have recorded passwords. It's so easy to transport those passwords and accounts from an attacker. It's literally just a few kilobytes. And if you have an internet that's over 10 megabits per second, that will happen without you even noticing that there's any transfer happening on the background. That's how quick that can happen. So don't install things you don't need and you don't know what they are. Don't do that. It's just makes no sense. Okay, after we did all this, we spoke about the Malwarebytes or whatever reputable antivirus anti-malware you want to use. Then we get to the other part. It's inside Windows settings. Go to your let me see, privacy. When you're right here, go to privacy. Make sure everything you do not need and you don't want to let Windows have or other apps through Windows, turn it off. After every update, because Windows has one of those things that they just cannot keep their fingers away from messing up with your computer after the update. Go back to settings, go to your privacy and security, or just privacy in this case, turn off every single thing you don't need. Look at that. Oh, let apps use advertising ID to make ads more interesting to you based on your app activity. Meaning if I turn this one on, now Windows will take every single action that I do here, record it, and just hand it to websites and advertisers. Wow, I wonder how do those data breaches have my browsing history and buying history and purchases and the credit card and all that. Well, I mean, you allow them right here because Windows by default, of course, has these all open. So go through this stuff here on the left, turn off speech, turn off inking, turn off diagnostic stuff. Don't give the optional, do the required, unless you want to go modify some other files. I'm not going to do it on this video. This video is more superficial. I know it sounds advanced maybe to some of you, but it's actually not that advanced. It's just basic. Activity history, why would I store that anywhere? Go every few days, delete it. Location, absolutely not. Why does Windows need my location? I have Wise on my Graphene OS. Yes, I don't use normal Android on my phones either. In one of my phones I have Graphene OS, in the other phone I have Lineage OS. And yes, in both of them, Google Play Store and Play Services are sandboxed on a separate account on that phone, which I only access when I need. Otherwise, well, I'm gonna have to live on Graphene OS without Google Maps. Good, it's okay. That's a compromise I'm willing to take. I'll use Wise as much as I can, or you have other offline maps if you want to download the entire US if you want to. Boom. Voice activation, absolutely not. Notifications, why do I need notifications? I just check apps when I need to. Account information, absolutely not. Phone calls, really? If you're doing phone calls from Windows and expecting privacy, that checkmate is on you. Not Windows' fault at all. You know who Windows is. Call history, nope. None of this stuff. App diagnostics, no. Windows messes up enough without me giving them more ammunition to mess up even more for me and for others. I'll diagnose my own apps. Don't worry about it. Automatic file downloads. Oh, how cute. Try to sell me clouds and puffy stuff. Absolutely not. Not happening. Documents. Now, I selectively allow access as needed. As you see, it's off right here. I only allow this if there is an app or something that I need actually to give access really quick to a drive. That, of course, is not connected to my backup drive. Those are always offline unless I switch them manually. Yes, my my drive bay has a physical switch that I switch it physically, not with a click of a button. Is it inconvenient? Maybe, but really, Is it worth 5 seconds of my life to ruin maybe the rest of my livelihood? No, I'm not gonna be that lazy. Just get up, click that button. Well, it's a switch in this case because I got rid of the button. I don't trust those clicky switches. I want a real button that disconnects the entire circuit board. That's it. There's no current flowing through. That is where I sleep easy. Okay, besides that, pictures. Why does anything need my pictures? No, absolutely not. Videos? No. File system? No, not happening. Because that's when the bad stuff starts happening. Then besides that, one more thing just to put on top of all this kind of security hardening that we did, then I would say go to update and security when you are right here. The Windows is trying to make me go to Windows 11 so bad, and I'd rather go nomad and not use a computer ever again in my life than use Windows 11. When they stopped supporting Windows 10, well, as you guys might know from previously, I use Linux. I love Linux Mint. It's my go-to. I have Linux Mint with a Windows 10 virtual machine inside it. It does the job. Perfect. Anyway, let me not get distracted more than I am. Here, there's something called firewall and network protection. Make sure this is on. Private network firewall is on, and public network firewall is on. Then you have app and browser security. You can do this Defender application guard if you want to. That is up to you. I already have it, so there's nothing to click there. Exploit protection. You can either control flow guard of integrity and indirect calls and all that stuff. Here, I'm not going to install all these other things, but I'm just showing you that you can do. I would say use default on these. I know it doesn't sound that great because it's from Microsoft, but we got to work with what we have. And all these things, in my opinion, should be turned on just to make sure everything is flowing as supposed to. Now here, if you are signed in, which I'm not and I will never be, here you can do account protection. So supposedly Microsoft will protect your account. And besides that, there's nothing else. Here, Malwarebytes has taken over, but I just leave it by default. It gives it Microsoft protection, or what do you call antivirus itself, hands some of the keys to Malwarebytes to actually take care of business. But I don't turn off the Microsoft protection manually either, just in case. And besides that, there is not much more that I can actually tell you about. It's just, it is what it is at this point. And there is other things that you can do. There is things that you can turn off, telemetry, which basically you did through that security settings when you turned off the ads and ID and all that. That's part of telemetry. You can go deeper, turn off your NVIDIA telemetry too. I'm just joking at this point because I'm talking too much. But make sure the extensions you have on your, well, Brave in this case, for example, let me turn it off really quick on developer mode. Let's go here, turn it on, and hit update just to make sure everything is updated, because Guardian Malwarebytes, they need to be active the whole time in order to check where you're going, what kind of website you're touching. And of course, don't forget on Brave, I have shields up for everything on it, just to make sure that's just another layer of protection. Now, do I sound paranoid? Maybe, I don't know. But do I sound paranoid protecting me and my networks and my family from being ruined? I'll take the paranoia. I will take that paranoia all day and I will eat it and chase it with a glass of wine right after. Because to me, security of my data and my livelihood matters more than someone's game or opinion. Your opinion is yours. My livelihood is mine. Your will not bend my will to protect me, myself, my family, my data. This is just how it works. It's life. I didn't make the rules. They made them before me. I'm simply following them. That's all I'm doing right here. And again, this is the router I'm using. It's just an Asus AC87R, but with Asus WRT Merlin inside. It is not the stock. And besides that, there's absolutely nothing else I can tell you, because if you want to go further, I guess you can check Mental Outlaw. He probably has even more tips than me to tell you about security. And another guy I would say that actually is really good at this stuff is called Nico Knows Tech. He's really good. Let me tell you, when it comes to networking and security stuff, that guy, oh yeah, He's actually great at that. And with that said, we'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe. And if you made it this far, damn, what's wrong with you? Anyway, we'll see you next time. Wish you all happy new year. Hope you're gonna have a great year coming up. And the same goes to you and your family. Bye.